join us. Something became obvious to me. It was funny. We were away Friday, Saturday. It was pretty rainy over by the beach, so we came home. And so we were home today. Really didn't do a whole lot today. But I realized one thing: whatever we are focused on is what we're successful at. The business has so many different aspects, and I'll just give me as an example. I can remember, putting a lot of stress on us to make the trip. And I'm sure Bobby can remember that. Of like, I wanted to be on it months earlier than we actually were. And, we were very focused on that. And sometimes I think based on the points, we were more focused on getting trip points than we were necessarily getting the proper distributors. We picked up distributors, we picked up customers, but sometimes, it was just a matter of how the points were coming in that we were more concerned with, and then we had another personal goal after that. We were very focused on that. All I'm trying to say here is whatever you're focused on, whatever aspect of the business, and I've got to tell you, the last few days, and this is what rang to me loud and clear, was all of a sudden I realized I am looking for collagen customers. And as good as that is, that maybe isn't our whole business. And so I'm really thrilled because actually one of the girls that I got on, I wrote the date down. I think she ordered on the 23rd of the last month, and I'm meeting her Wednesday to actually talk about starting the business. So that one went right. But are my other collagen customers necessarily the ones that are going to build businesses? I don't know. I don't know. It's a crapshoot at that. But I do know whatever we're looking for, if we're looking for distributors, we're going to get distributors. If we're looking for customers, we're going to get customers. If we're looking for likes on Facebook, we're going to get likes on Facebook, and that's about it. So, sometimes we just have to focus, and I'm just talking about myself. I know whatever I've focused on lately is what became, because that's what I was focused on. So just think about your business as you're going through. If you're just posting stories and you're not doing the follow-up from the stories to even look, if you put a poll out there, and the thing is lately, questions get more comments than polls. Very few people for some reason are answering those polls. So even though you do a yes, no, or sure, or yes, sure, whatever, it doesn't matter. It seems like people aren't answering those. They'll more likely answer a question. So if you're just posting stories and you're not going down to see who even viewed your stories, because people are very timid. We really, on social, we almost have to pull people through the computer. So if they've looked at your story, you've got to go back to them and message and say, hey, I saw you saw my story. Are you using a collagen product? Is that of interest to you? Or whatever you posted on. And it doesn't really matter, but sometimes we have to do more work to get people engaged. And, it goes back to the original days where people thought if you threw up a post, people would answer, and people would get back to you. And, stories is nice because people don't see everybody else's response. But if you're not doing your part as far as, liking and commenting all up and down the wall, all across the stories, getting in Messenger and really talking to these people, you're not really getting anything. So that's why I said, what is your focus today? Is your focus just to make sure you get a story up at the end of the day? Well, that's like doing, we used to have the 10-step program. So that's doing one step. That's it. You're not doing all the steps that you need to be doing to be able to get the results. And so again, if you're just looking for customers, you're going to get customers, but it's whatever we're talking about to people, whatever we're coming across with, that is what's going to be. It's always like whatever your vision or your dream is or your purpose is what you're going to get. So if you're just putting up the stories, it's not going to work. You're not going to get enough traction from that. You have to be going down the wall. If you think about it a few times during the day, well, maybe you're not sitting in front of your desk working, but you've got a 5-minute break here, or you're waiting for a doctor's appointment or whatever it is, scroll that wall and just like and comment on as many people as you can. Just keep conversation going, even though they're not, if you're doing 333 or you've got some other method you're using, you're going into groups, whatever you're doing, the more comments, the more likes, the more conversations you can have, the more you get back in return. It's kind of like whatever you put out is what comes back. But if you're just expecting to only post a story and not getting traction back, it's because you haven't given anything. Social is just like your friends. It's a give and take. If you talk to your friends and you invite them out for lunch and you applaud their whatever's going on in their life, they'll applaud you back. If you never pick up the phone to call somebody for lunch, nobody's going to call you for lunch. You know, if you don't invite people to come over or go out to play tennis or golf, they're not going to invite you to go out, play tennis or golf. It just doesn't happen that way. So social has to be a two-way street, whether we're doing it in person or we're doing it, you know, on Facebook social. I can tell you, I was going to count before we started. You know, I don't know how many people, and not all successful. I don't want you to believe they're all successful, but a number of people that, you know, Bobby and I have signed up as customers. As soon as we can, if they're anywhere near me, and I'm always putting it into our conversation, we're going to meet. I can tell you, I probably have half a dozen people that really don't live close to me, but we're going to meet halfway. We've been talking about meeting halfway, and at some point we will meet halfway. There are others locally I've been able to get to right away. Those conversations and their transactions in the business go a lot faster than the ones that, you know, I just have little conversations with the messenger and don't make that commitment. So again, all aspects, whether it's stories, yours, others, got to get in there and comment and like. It's not just about posting our stories. It's not just about, but it's about thinking about what you really want. And like I said, different times in our business, you know, Bobby and I have wanted different things, from the trip to our goal to all of a sudden I'm like, I personally, maybe not Bobby as much, but I personally, all of a sudden I realized today, I'm like, I'm on a collagen hunt. And as great as that is, and as profitable as that pays us, because, you know, we get the 40% up front, we're getting the 15 each month, which is really starting to add into our business. I mean, Bobby was telling me some of the deposits we got last week, and I was like, it really is starting to add up. But is it our business? Is it ultimately what I want? We want to grow the business. So yeah, we want the customers, but we also got to remember to look for the distributors. So Bobby, did you want to add something to that? Or
yeah, you know, hey, happy 4th, everybody. You know, I kind of had a little bit of an epiphany this weekend too. And, you know, obviously the company is on a tear with collagen. Okay. It just keeps working better and better and better. I mean, and obviously the more different people that you get on it, and the more different skin types and ethnic groups and stuff you get on it, it's going to spread like wildfire. But we have absolutely no right to expect those people to get in the business if we haven't talked business with them. And I want to share something with you. And Lynn, I know you can relate to this. I know Dana, Marge, Ali, you guys were with us in the old company. And the one thing that we were always taught was to go get like-minded people, to go get people that you would be partying with, hanging out with, and doing things with, even if you weren't in business with them. You know, like we all do when we were out in Utah. Well, we'd all hang out together, goof around and party, whether we were in business or not, because we like each other. Okay, so we would do that regardless. Well, I kind of had you know, we met this really neat couple at the beach. They were staying at a complex that we were parked in front of. And long story short, but the guy is a cop. He's a 15-year Orlando cop. He's a sergeant, and I guess his fiance, I thought it was his wife, but April said they weren't married, but is a nurse, okay, at one of the big hospitals downtown. And, you know, this was one of their first, you know, like 5-day breaks. You know what I mean? They were there with us Friday and Saturday, and they were staying Sunday, Monday, Tuesday too. And we just had a great freaking time with them. And then his brother showed up the next day, and his wife and little kid. And it was, after a day and a half with them, it was like, man, I'd love to be in business with these people. I'd like to just freaking hang out with them anyway. I'd like to find out when we can meet them next at the beach. And what it did is it got me thinking about, how we used to do business. Okay. And I want to remind you of something, and Cheryl and Steve probably have never heard this before, but I know that you others have. If you ever want to check yourself that you're doing things right, go back to the 5-step program. Okay. It's the best, and I'm going to go through it with you for a second. It's the best check and balance system you will ever have in this business. It's been true to form for 30 years, for us. So what is the 5-step program? Well, it starts with use all the products. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. When we started with that old company, we had one product and we added them on one at a time. And it was easy to use them all because you were earning more and more money as they introduced them, and you just kept adding them on. Okay. Here, obviously, we already have 30 or 40 whatever it is that we got with all the different skin stuff and all that, but you need to be using the sizzle stuff. Okay, you need to obviously be on a Tri-Synergizer. You need to be on the collagen. I can't tell you how many people, now again, what have we had the collagen? I guess it's 2 weeks. This weekend it was 2 weeks that we've had it. I can't tell you how many people have commented on it, said something about it, and still have not yet bought it. It's really hard for me to fathom with what people are seeing being posted and what they're reading and that they haven't bought it. Okay, which means they're not using it. And I would at least be curious to see what happens for a month. I'd at least be curious to see if I was going to be one of these crazy good stories, that everybody's going to be using your picture online. I would at least be curious about it. But here's the deal. Okay. You got to use the products. Well, why? So you can be an expert on them, but not an expert the way LifeVantage people think they need to be expert with ingredients and science and doctor stuff. The best way to be an expert on the product is to share your personal experience of what happened to you when you used it. Okay. People don't care what's in it and they don't care how it works. The generation that we're dealing with now in this day and age in 2022, everybody wants to know what's in it for them. Okay. So if you share what it did for you, they're going to assume it'll do that for them. So you use the products, then you share results. Now, one of the big things we did in the other company, so that's 2 steps. You use them, you share the results that you got, and then you share samples. Okay, that was step 3 in the other company. Now, until recently, Axio was kind of the only product that you could sample here. Okay, but collagen can be sampled now too. Now, obviously, 1, 2, or 3 days is not gonna, I don't think it's going to change somebody's face. You never know. Okay. But they can at least see it's easy to use and it tastes good. Okay. They can at least see that. So we got to use it. We got to show and tell the results that we got, and we should give samples. Okay. But here is the main part that we're missing. Once they are, we have their attention, they're curious, we have created a desire in them, okay, to want that same experience that you and I have already gotten. We give them the option to get it retail or wholesale. Well, what's retail or wholesale? Well, retail, they buy it one time. Wholesale, they go on subscription, save 20, and if they spend $150, they get free shipping. Okay, that's in this company, that's the retail wholesale formula. We had a little different in the old company, but that's it. But we can't skip step 5. And that's share an opportunity to earn money. Those words have to at least get out there the first time that you're making a sale. I'm not saying sign them up. I'm saying the words need to be said. I'm not saying go through the comp plan. Okay. I'm just saying the words need to be said. So if Lynn, if we talked and you're getting the collagen, you're getting the Tri-Synergizer, whatever it is, I'm just going to say, Lynn, I don't know if you've ever given any thought to creating a second or third income or have, an extra income. But, there's $60 that's earned whenever somebody buys this collagen. Do you know anybody, and maybe I'm discounting you on purpose, like I'm not asking you, but I'm still telling you earn $60. I'm saying, do you know anyone that'd like to earn $60 a pop? Okay. Now, here's what April was just saying. I looked and I didn't look today, but we had like 25 enrollments so far in 2 weeks that have bought collagen. Okay. 4 or 5 of them are new. Okay. But 20 of them are people like you. Okay. That like we enrolled you, Lynn. So we get $15 because you bought a product. Okay. So, but we have like 25 of those and they're paying that every week. And I'm like, wow, by the end of July, we'll probably have 50 of those, probably 50 of the people that we've enrolled. Now you're talking about $750 extra on top of whatever else it is they pay us, So we got to get the words out that there's an opportunity to earn money. So use the 5-step program as your checklist and just say, am I using the products? Okay. And what I mean by, the main products, the sizzle product, am I using them? Are you sharing what they did for you? Or are you just telling somebody what it could do for them? How's that going? You got to create desire in the other person to want that. Okay. And just don't forget to mention the money. Now, I can tell you, Rachel and Tara's team are going, Tara was up 400,000 for the month. 400,000. She was up in sales for the month. Her team, and that was all collagen. Okay, that was all collagen. And a lot of them were signing people up for $50, getting them to buy 2 packs, and signing other people up and getting them to buy 2 packs, and just on and on and on. I mean, they got zillions. I can't even imagine the number. I know Rachel was up 300. That 300 counted towards Tara, and Tara was up another 100, 150 over Rachel. Okay, with her other lines that Rachel don't get paid on. So we can't leave out the money, because the majority of that, people that bought also signed up for $50 so they can make $60 a pop whenever anyone else bought it. So anyway, April, give it back to
Do
you.
you guys have any questions or?
Yeah, the call's open. So you
Yeah.
got anything on your mind, let's just talk about it.
How your conversations are going, not going?
Well, I will say that. Hey, I will say this, the 3 or 4 people I exposed last week before Friday, I had surgery. And before that, it was like, just showing 1 or 2 of the pictures, like, oh my God, how do I get it?
Yep.
Now it's salon owners that I know.
Mhm.
Well,
You
and
know.
again, now we had a holiday weekend, you get back at it tomorrow, with them. We found it good to reach out to people over the weekend. We had no trouble reaching people and stuff, because most people did staycations. They did something fairly local, or they drove. In Florida, obviously, most people just head to the beach, whatever one's closest to them. They just head in that direction. But that's what's going on. The pictures have been overwhelming, and the 7, 10, and 15-day results have been just mind-boggling. And people want to buy it and buy it quick. And I can tell you, I wake up in the morning and I go to the fridge and down a shot of it. Okay. It's the first freaking thing I do in the morning, even before my coffee. It's the first thing that I do in the morning is down a shot. And then now the auto ships are going out tomorrow. So we'll have a few months here in the house. And I'm going to be honest with you. Right. I've done double shots 4 or 5 times. Okay. But I'm going to do it every other day this month. Okay. Just to see. And here's the thinking. If my body weight is twice that of April's, then I have twice the amount of skin. So I should double up. And I don't know if that's true or not. There's no science involved there. It's just common sense. If I weigh twice what she does and I have twice the surface area skin, then I'm going to take 2. That's it.
Bobby science. All the
That's
way.
Bobby's
Bobby
science.
Yeah.
That's Bobby's science. And, and my basic thinking there is if one's good, two's better. So, but yeah, keep those pictures coming in, keep them posted. And the one thing that we're getting, we're in a couple big groups where they share a lot of stuff. The only bitching and moaning coming in is when people don't use the same light and the same pose in the same picture. That's the only like bitching or moaning that's coming in. So make the effort when you're taking your pictures that use the same daylight, use the same lighting, use the same, just try and do it as close as you can, to what you did, because I've heard some people say, well, that looks like there's a filter on it. And there wasn't a filter. It's just they didn't do exactly what they did, and the lighting was different and people want to see it exactly the same. So, just keep that in mind. Wherever that spot is for you, just keep repeating that spot. So.
Right. And I'm coming up on today was 2 weeks.
Did you do your before and after?
I did my before, I haven't done my after.
Okay, well,
I
it's
wanted to
time.
do I wanted to do 2 weeks.
Okay.
Well, it is 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks Saturday, right? Something like that. When
Well, for
we
me-
got the
for me
product
today
Friday
was 2
night,
weeks.
and I think I took my first one Saturday morning, I think, but whatever, close enough.
No, you took it Friday. You took it Friday night. They
When we
sampled
got back
us
to the
for
room?
free.
Okay, so
No,
Friday
they
was 2
sampled
weeks
us
for
for
me.
free. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I've noticed some differences, particularly in Tom, because he has some precancerous issues on his face and some, like a scar where a basal cancer was taken off. And you can see differences in those. So we've got the befores, we'll hit the afters probably. If we get some sunshine this weekend, we'll do it this weekend.
Well, and that's the
For
other
this week.
thing, everybody obviously is focused on face. Our skin is our skin, it's our whole freaking body. So if you got blemishes or spots or age spots or anything, I mean, pay attention to everywhere. Obviously, the face is what gets the oh wows, out there, but
Right.
it's all of our skin. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sunlight is the best light if you can get out in the same time of
natural
day.
light, right?
Right, the
Natural
natural
light,
light,
no, really, if you get in the right time, like late morning, it's not the intensity, pretty cool.
Just whatever you do, just repeat it. Just do it in the same light, whatever it is, whatever time it happens to be, and whatever the lighting is, just do it that way. Who else has got some questions or comments or?
Hello? Hello?
Lynn, you good?
Yeah, I'm starting to notice I'm at little happy smiles. One side is creeping up and dissipating. And then
Good
like,
thing.
like above my knees where, they've been out in the sun too many years. It was getting a little ugly, and that's starting to dissipate too.
Getting back to what I was saying with don't forget to talk business. And, this is a business where exactly what April was saying, you're going to get what you do, and you're going to get what you're looking for. And if all you're looking for is a product sale, then that's all you're going to get. Okay. But try and remember, and like I said, this was a lesson that we learned 30 years ago, and it was so important that you want to recruit people in your business that you would hang out with anyway, even if they weren't in your business. And, because the only way you're going to work together and do the thing, and that's why I keep going back to this nurse and this police officer, we just had everything in common, from God to politics, to police work, to medical, to, we would just, and I didn't know this, but he was also formerly from New York. And he was rooting for the same sports teams that I rooted for. And I said, man, we need to find a way to hang out more often. We got like everything in common, But, you know, to the point where, you know, you're already sharing food and drinks and all the rest of it. And that's a stranger that pulled up, you know, alongside at the beach. But it reminded me of that is the kind of people that I would like to be in business with. And if we go out and look for what, like what you said today, Lynn, you know, you have a lot in common with those people in Tahoe. You know, you have a lot in common with people running up the trails with their dogs and different stuff. It's what you guys like to do. It's your fun time, vacation time, getaway time. Those are the people that you should be looking to get in your business, because you're playing anyway, and all you'd be doing is playing together. Because you got the same thing in mind, you know? So that's, you know, that's how you get the right people. Okay, that's where the right people come from. You have things in common with them, and you'd like hanging out with them anyway, period. You know, even if you weren't doing business together. Angie, Ally, you guys got anything?
As you're posting your collagen and stuff, you guys post your age. Let people know how old we are. I can tell you all my last comments are like, no way. And you know, that was a hard thing for me to do, but I've just started posting it everywhere. And that makes a difference. So people are asking, so.
Yeah.
Actually, when I say that, yeah.
Hey, April, you make me think what this doctor,
Anesthesiologist.
yeah. He says, you're the youngest 67 guy I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you,
That's
you should say that, Steve. I could tell by this couple that we met that they had no freaking idea, nor did they care how old we were, because we didn't act our age. And by the time we parted ways, I realized, shit, they're the same age as our oldest kid. You know, I mean, it's just like, a couple years older, you know, than our oldest kid. Because I did the math. He went on the force at 21. He's on 15 years. He's 36, you know, and she'd probably in the same range. They never imagined they were hanging out with a couple in their 60s. Okay. The math just didn't enter their mind, because they were playing at the beach. We were playing at the beach. You know, he had a nice black truck. I had a nice blue Jeep. He just didn't think it, you know, so that we got to get more active like that. And also, like Lynn, you're out a lot. We got to get back out around people. Our greatest attribute is being around, all of us, is being around people. Our likability factors, okay, are all good being in this business and stuff. And we just got to get out around people, because that's where it happens, you know?
Yeah, I
It's funny,
get
I
a
think
comment
I'm
a lot
gonna have
about
an easier time getting this guy's brother in the business first. I couldn't get rid of him when I met him the next day. He is just freaking great, you know, and he owns his own landscape business, but,
Oh, that's cool.
so anyway.
Well, I do get a lot of comments over the last couple of years, and some of my clients have come from, you don't look like you're 75. You know.
Well, that's
although-
because you don't act like it.
No.
That's
Yeah.
part of it, you know, it's, you know, looking is part of it. Okay. But how you act
Right.
is a big part of it, you know, and,
Exactly.
you know, so look,
Yeah.
let's have, July, a lot of momentum carried over even during this 4th of July weekend. It was like, we had over 20 enrollments when, most people are doing nothing. This weekend, tomorrow, obviously auto ships go out, subscriptions, but I don't know what the company's got in mind, but I know one thing, they're going to keep shooting lighter fluid, on things. So there will be a call this week, a Facebook Live, maybe Thursday night or something, and whatever it is that they're going to be doing. April, have you heard anything?
Now, go over the shipping, because I've been playing games. Remember what I was telling you about earlier? So just let's go over that. So when they go to put something in the cart, they're comfortable.
Make sure the free shipping is on subscription. It's not on spot orders. Okay. So when you need to make sure that if you're not at 150, is it dollars or points?
Dollars.
If you're not at $150 and shipping's going to be 10 or 12 bucks, add a hand cream to it or something, just add something to it. So your shipping ends up, being free. Okay. You definitely want to add something to it. Look at your usage and just pile it onto a subscription. The biggest thing where the company was getting murdered with shipping was allowing free shipping on everything you bought if you had a subscription. And there were literally, people that would order 10, 12 times a month, one here, one there, one here, one there, and they're on subscription and all the shipping was free and they just got murdered. I mean, they were getting killed with that. And that's why they had to create some guidelines, okay? Because, the last thing they want to do is raise the price of the product. Nobody wants to do that, but they had to get a grip on the shipping. And so just look at what your usage is. And if you need to order after your subscription has gone out, set it up again on subscription for 150 points, order it once and then cancel the subscription. Okay, that's all you got to do. There's nothing saying,
That's what I do.
and even with a customer, a customer, always put them on subscription and then you can cancel it. Don't let them do a spot order. You know better than they do. Okay, so,
Yeah, you have to direct them. So, if it comes up and they're at, 139 or 127 or whatever, just say, hey, we ordered this, give them some suggestions right away. If you order this, it'll only cost you this. It comes out that much cheaper. You don't even have to
Right.
explain saving shipping or whatever. Just say, hey, you can get this for this much cheaper.
well,
You just
and,
have to
and you
direct
gotta,
them. You have
you
to
gotta
know.
look, you gotta look
Yeah.
at it because like we have 4 businesses that we qualify. So, and sometimes I forget what's on each one. Okay. So I looked today and I had a collagen on there and obviously that's a little bit short, but then I looked at one of the other businesses and it had extra Nerf 2s on it. And all I had to do was take one of those Nerf 2s from that and put it in where the collagen was. And now they were both over, the 150, you know what I mean? So you just got to kind of look at it and really you should never have to pay shipping. Okay. Just spend a little time looking at it. And if you do need to reorder, that's not on subscription, just set it up on subscription and cancel it after it goes out. So anything you want to add to that, April?
No, just, you gotta know your numbers when you're talking to people. You have to be able to direct them and feel comfortable. So if you think you've got somebody that might be ordered, go in and play around with it. Make sure you know what you're doing, give them some options. We always, all the years we've been in business, it's either A, B, or C. You've got to direct your people or nothing gets done. Don't ask them to make a decision. It's like,
I mean, when
You
you
can have-
think about it, if somebody is using the collagen and there's nothing else on the order, okay, well, there's going to be like a $12, $15 shipping charge because of the weight. But if they order the Nerf 2 combination with the collagen, the shipping's free. So they end up getting that Nerf 2 for close to half price because they're not paying the shipping. So that is really the deal right now. And I don't know what the name it is, but it's the Pro Tandem Nerf 2 and the collagen. That combo is discounted to begin with. Okay, what is it, 174?
Yeah, I think so.
So they're only charging $35 for the Nerf 2 to be added to the 139. And then you take 15 off of that because you're saving the shipping. For $20, they're getting the Nerf 2 added on. So
And then there's
you got to
always
know
a
your
coupon.
numbers, you know what I mean? You got to know what makes sense and, and you don't get them involved with the details. You just say, hey, here's your best value here. The 2 activators, the collagen and the Nerf 2 activator are discounted together. And when you get them together, you get free shipping. It's really the best value. You don't have to go into all the math and the numbers and whatever, just tell them what's best. Keep it
Got a que-
easy and simple.
Got a question. What if you give the coupon? Is that gonna knock it down because of the? Or is it
The
before the
coupon only
coupon?
knocks their, only knocks it off the price.
Okay,
It only knocks it off the price, the $10. So,
but that $10 doesn't affect the shipping cost?
well,
That's
the
what I'm asking.
collagen, that, no, I don't know.
Okay,
What do you think, April?
I
See,
only
the
use the
collagen by
coupon.
itself doesn't make it anyway, okay?
right.
Yeah, you could use a coupon, you could use the collagen and the hand cream, but then if you take the $10 off, you're still lower than the 150.
You're still short.
Oh,
So in that
okay.
case,
That's what I thought.
It's
Yeah, so in that case-
$150, so that
So-
is only
So
151,
the subtotal cash wise is what drives it.
right?
yes.
Okay.
So I wouldn't
Just making
get the
sure.
hand cream.
Cause see,
Yeah.
if you did the 174 package and gave them the $10 coupon, that's 164. They're gonna get the free shipping on that and the discount they're gonna get on that.
Okay. Could you repeat the 5-step program one more time before we go?
The 5, yeah.
Yeah,
We all heard it 5 million times in our career.
somehow I
but
missed one.
We should have it tattooed on our arm.
Somehow I only
It
have
should be
4.
like
Right
a tattoo on our arm, you know? 5-step program. Number 1, first step, use all the products.
Mhm.
Okay. Step 2, share the results from all the products.
Okay,
In other words, you can't share what you haven't used. That's the mentality, okay? If you're not using it, you can't share it. Step 3, share samples.
Mhm.
Well, not everything comes in sample form, but what was the thing you just did, April? Somebody bought collagen, but you're sending them lemonade and orange Axio. Somebody, right? Just did that or whatever.
Yeah.
We try and sample them, even if we can't sample them on what they bought. Okay, sample them on Axio regardless, okay? But step 3 is give them samples.
Mhm.
Step 4, and this is so crucial, and this is why it all feeds back. You got to create a desire in them to want to use it, okay? And those first 3 steps are designed so you create a desire in them to want to use it, okay? And then they have a choice. They can pay retail or wholesale. Well, in our company, they could be on subscription and get free shipping and get a discount, or not and pay full price and pay for shipping. So that's the same kind of retail wholesale. And step 5 is let them know there's an opportunity to earn money.
got it.
You know, anywhere from a few hundred a month to many thousands a month. But always let them know what they could have earned if they sold what they bought to someone else. So if they bought a Tri-Synergizer, say, hey, you know, you could earn $40 every time one of your friends buys this. If they bought collagen, you know, you could earn $60 every time one of your friends buy this. So always know what they could earn on what they bought. Because people sell what they use. They don't sell what they don't use. They sell what they use. So
Sure.
anything else, April? Angie?
No, the only thing, our business is so misunderstood. When I do talk about the opportunity, and like Bobby said, whether it's $40 or $60 or whatever, I always equate it to the grocery store. You're just one person, you got to go every week, every month. We have a consumable product, but what if 10 of your friends go every week, every month, so that they realize that the repeat orders is where the money is. Okay, and most women do grocery shopping, so they can relate to the list that they always have to go to the food store to get.
Yep.
The never-ending list.
The never-ending list, yeah. Well, would you like that to be your customer base? The never-ending list?
There was never-ending list. Love it.
Yeah, between doing ours and doing my dad's, it is a never-ending list.
Yeah.
And
always
again,
some
know
little
who you're
thing that's
talking
forgotten.
to. Some guys do the food shopping, so you might use that and some women don't do the food shopping, so maybe you don't use that. You gotta know who you're talking to,
Right.
but anytime you can put it in a picture like that, where they see the consumable, the repeat, again and again, that is so powerful because people know that they've got to go again and again.
You're always safe with gas. You could say that'll
Yes.
that'll fill half your tank, or that would fill your whole tank. And
Right.
that's men and women with gas. That's not,
For sure.
Unless
Yeah.
you're me.
everyone can
Whatever.
relate to $100 in the tank, you know?
Yeah. It fills up fast.
We
All
good?
right. Yep.
All right, anything new
Great.
comes out, we'll
Thanks
let
so
you
much.
know, but look for there's always a Facebook Live at around 7, 8 o'clock in the first week.